Hey, YouTubers and friends, how you doing out there? Oh man, absolutely fabulous, I hope. I know ToledoJess and I had quite the weekend last weekend. I'm glad to see all you here. We have a really good guest this week. We have Chris Taylor of Dave Turin's Lost Minds with us tonight. So don't go away, kick back, relax. We'll be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. With your hosts, and Marvin, ToledoJess, and Dano. Tuesday Night Hangout Live is a Flash in Your Pan production.
All right. Jesse Dano, show your mugs. Unmute, man. Unmute. Dano, unmute.
I'm working on it. Give me a minute. I was busy.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
lucky he's here tonight.
Yeah.
Still be at work, but I got disgusted and left. So
No.
Good.
what it is.
Before we start our show, let's say hi to everybody tonight.
Hi, everybody. Okay, let's go.
Hi, everybody. That was good.
Nez Nation. Hey, Professor Nez. We have Jeff, David V, Mrs.
Betty
Hookett.
C.
I saw my sister in there.
Yeah,
Diana.
I saw
Lovely
Diane.
tech. Mrs. Hookett. Good evening. How are you tonight?
The
Thank
other Ed is here.
Oh, the
Yeah,
other end.
HD Shovelhead. We'll be seeing him in a couple of weeks.
Yep. Randy,
Yeah,
Fatty, Tony.
The cat lady's here.
Yep.
And
And
looks
GoPro
like
Unlimited, of course, he's in the room.
What's up, Jim?
and
Did
the-
anybody say the bald one?
I was
bald
just
one.
gonna bring up Mark, the bald one. Looks like he got a killer deal on a Blue Bowl.
Yeah, I saw that.
There's Jim just showed up, the video call-in show.
Yep.
Hey Jim, how you doing? Excellent, see
Hi,
ya.
Raleigh Connor, Gold Fever Radio.
Yeah, we have Jack Tucker from Gold Fever Radio with us tonight. Ron F.
Nugget Wayne.
We have Bill
Peterson,
Marsh
Nugget
with
Brain
us.
Wayne.
Nugget Brains here.
Ron F.
Hi.
Well, hi, Ron Connor. How's it going? Yeah, let's see who else. Hello, Susan. Gold Chasers, Gold
Go
Pro Unlimited.
Gold Chasers.
Susan Hamilton.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Dad's Piranha Pipes and Metal Detecting. Welcome, brother. Good seeing our friends from the Great White North. Hey,
Yep.
Cat Lady's here.
I saw that.
Wonder if Exploring with the Nugs here too. Thanks.
Did we say hi to Teddy? Hi, Teddy C.
Hey, Teddy C.
And the world's greatest and richest moderator on the internet.
Mr. Lodak, but I cannot forget Susan Hamilton, who's been a faithful binge watcher for what, the past month now? I appreciate it because she's took my analytics to like 85% female viewers. Hey, Al, how you doing, oldies and goodies, back
David
in the
Villa.
house? Welcome. Excellent. I just heard
Okay,
something chime.
I think we said hi to everybody that's been in here so far. I like that. Look, check it out. We got 22 watching, 22 likes.
I gotta like that.
Yeah, buddy.
Know what's weird? YouTube's being YouTube. I see the video streaming. I see everything. You're right, Jim. Susan is great. I see everything going on. How do we sound, everybody? How do we look? Because up above my screen it says we're offline. I don't see no health bar. I can't see how many's in chat and everything else. It's like no data.
Huh. They must be hearing us and seeing us. Ray
Sounds
Morris said it
good.
sounds good.
Yeah. Well, excellent, excellent. Hey, it is what it
Well, I
is,
guess we
you
did.
know.
So,
We're
Dano, you missed out. You missed out this weekend, dude.
oh yeah,
We had fun.
tornadoes and rain and lightning. Oh my. That was just the ride to your house, Dano.
Yeah, right. No, but we went to the Father's Day event at a little piece of paradise there at Hookmeister's property, and um, Chris Dyer put on a Father's Day event, which was really cool. We had a few people showed up, and day I got there was beautiful out. Got a
Oh,
little exploring done.
beautiful.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. And even the next day, for the most part, was really nice. Got to do some exploring on his property. Got some
Mhm.
really cool video. I had a good time exploring, just some metal detecting.
Oh, and compared to the last time we were there, Dano, where'd Dano go?
I don't know. Where he gone? Oh, he disappeared. You
That
kicked him out.
doggone Dano. I didn't kick him.
Hmm.
He knows
He'll
how to
get
get back on.
So,
I,
anyways, yeah, it was fun. We found old cutouts, and you know, I like to feel the history of a place. You know.
yeah, I wanted Dano's in the room.
Yeah, I
Get
see him.
back in here, Dano. Hey, Prospector Ruby. I was gonna tell Dano, you know, the water was a lot lower than the last time
Right.
we were there last year, and the water was clear, and had a good time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but as the day went on, Saturday, things started
Uh,
deteriorating really bad, really quick. Uh,
Nugget Brain wants me to mention the YouTube by Terry Carter.
they just put
Uh,
out a new one.
I don't know. I'll have to see. I usually get notice of his
Yeah, I do
stuff.
too.
Terry Carter puts out great content about treasures of the West, lost treasures and legends. Check him out if you haven't already. He's been a guest of ours several times.
Yep.
Hey, Eddie Smallhorn, good to see you. Eddie, Christine, and Sydney. And I forget the other kid's name. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dano, get back in here.
What did he say he was doing?
I don't know.
We weren't listening to him when he left. So, anyways, we had a good time. Unfortunately, Sunday, um,
Well, Luke, dude,
Indiana got hit by tornadoes, and
all kinds of stuff. The straight winds, the bad,
that
bad
night,
storms.
right,
Hey, Barry. Um,
Chef Barry.
Luke Duke came up and said, "Hey guys, the weather ain't looking too good," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know, Jesse. I don't want to be packing up in the rain and try and get out of here with these wheels on my truck. And I was concerned a lot about our downstairs. You know,
Right,
I've
right.
had a lot of water infiltration this year downstairs, and I didn't want Judy fighting it all by herself. Um, Thank God. Not Jennings Creek, my own little private Idaho, actually looks good right now, while all the rest of the state is underwater.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty. We got out in time, and that was good. Unfortunately, the weekend turned out the way it does, but that's that's life.
Oh, it's all part of the adventure, huh?
Right, right.
But
Hookette said the tornado hit right across the creek.
I heard really close, and then Cottonwood Trail had straight line winds
Right.
that tipped over trailers and did a bunch of havoc, which they were only like
Yeah, broke a bunch of trees down.
they were only like 5 miles upriver from us or upstream from us.
Right. I guess Jim McIntyre was in his trailer when it got flipped over.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and fire and rescue had to get him out of it. Um, was 10 miles from me. But know what was scary? It's getting dark and I'm driving up Highway 3 because that's the way my GPS told me to go to get to Dano's. Hey, Dano's back.
Oh, cool.
And all I hear is tornado warning for your area. And then on my GPS on my phone, it started saying that. And I'm like, touchdown confirmed in Rush County. And I'm like, where the hell's Rush County? And then it said, confirmed touchdown in Rushville. I'm like, where the heck's Rushville? And I'm going right to it.
Dano, would you add?
Unmute Dano.
Yes.
Okay, Dano.
Second time. Oh, my computer all of a sudden it just shut off, dude. It was gone. I kept typing in the chat, and you guys look where I am. Like, God, how many times I gotta type this crap? Jesus.
Well, I know you could get back in, Dano. So
I know. I was working. I was trying.
Yeah, so that was so much for Father's Day event. Although they continued on, and you watch Chris Dyer's videos. He's got two of them out for the weekend.
yeah, I have to watch Chris's second one. Because from what I hear, everybody got stuck.
Stuck in the mud. I see.
Stuck in the mud. Yippers.
Hookette. Sorry, we weren't there to get stuck with you, but
Hey, Rodney House.
Hey, Rodney.
It
Good
took
to see
forever,
you.
Brad, to get to my house.
Yeah,
He said
shoot.
it took a while.
Well,
Yeah, I
three
got on
and
the
a half.
expressway. I got on the expressway. I couldn't see nothing. All I could see was the truck lights in front of me, and I just booked it with them. Even though I couldn't see what was going on around me, a tornado could have been following me for all I knew.
And it very well could have. It was headed that way. I was behind it. I saw some of the destruction, and I'm like, ooh. I had several detours for down power lines and high water. One time I hit high water, I never saw it. I just next thing I know, I'm like motorboating through it,
Right.
and I put a little pressure on my brake and down on the throttles, and I didn't want to stop. But
Yeah, I just drift on through.
yeah,
I think I hit some tires, so what they call alligators in the middle of the road.
oh, I bet. Truck tires, huh?
Yeah.
Well, sorry you all had bad weather. We got out in time. That you did, because Jack Tucker and their dredge camp was just down at Cottonwood Trails not too long ago, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it's a good
Right.
thing. I know he's safe and sound back in Arizona, I believe. And so I'm glad for that. Over 5,000 mile
Oh,
trip.
sorry to hear that, Hookette. I was going to ask you about Hook. Said he had a nasty fall in the mud and hurt his leg pretty good.
Ooh.
That's not good.
Hi, Colleen.
Hello, Colleen Hogan.
I've never seen that name before.
Me too.
Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Tuesday Night Hangout Live.
It's probably one of our guest friends.
Could
Speaking of,
very
hey,
well
don't we
be.
have a guest tonight?
And we do.
We should probably get him in here.
Probably we've been
If
yapping
this is
enough about us. He seems to be, I think so. Chris, are you still here?
I am.
Hey, hi, Chris.
Still here. How's it going?
Excellent, excellent. Here, let me get a picture of you up so they could see you.
Yeah, normally we have our guests full front.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did disappear.
Yeah, we disappear, but he's on his phone. He doesn't have video, so
So we got to stay up here.
yeah, you got stuck with us tonight.
You got to look at us.
Yeah, Ed, Road Gators, they're paying higher.
I'm camera shy, guys.
Oh yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
Listen,
Yeah.
I believe
Really am.
I believe I seen you on TV.
I know it took them about 3 months to get me on TV, though.
Hey, Bob Dip, quit your lurking. Get in here and start chatting.
No
So-
lurking allowed, Bob.
So season 2, you haven't started filming yet, so we can't talk about that. We can't talk about that, and that's okay. We understand.
Yeah,
one you can talk about.
We're in negotiations right now, so we're going to have a season 2, and we all looking forward to it.
Right. So if
We have a real good group of guys, a great team, really. I mean, we all get along so well.
that's cool. Yeah, I know you and Nathan have become good buddies.
Yes, we have. We really have.
And you can see the bromance growing during the season.
Yeah.
Watching the show.
Yeah.
You guys just
Well,
started.
there was only him and I, the only ones that we didn't. I had campers down in Nevada, and I didn't pull them up to Montana and then back down to Arizona. And once we got down to Arizona, they were like, "All right, well, we got a camper for you, but you have to have a roommate." And so, it was Nathan, and sure enough, you fill each other out, and we hit it off right away. And it was about the second, third day we were there, and he asked me what part of North Carolina I'm from, and I told him. He said, "Get out of here! My sister lives on the same lake." And so it was just, we've declared that we'll always be roommates on that show. That's for sure. No matter how it goes, what we do, we'll be roommates.
Nice.
It really, makes time pass a little bit better. Whenever you get back into a trailer, you're all by yourself. You start thinking about home and how you want to get back home to your family, and you have nobody to talk to. And we got along so well that it helped pass time. And
yeah, it keeps you from falling into your own depression, I guess.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
especially if the day goes bad, we can shut the door and talk bad about everybody.
Gotcha.
Actually, we'd just probably take a shot of moonshine and just go to sleep.
Yeah.
We do have a question in the room already by our friend Ohio Relic Hunter. Any detectors ever been ran over that tailing pile in the background of your picture? I'm not sure if you can see the picture I have or not.
Well, I know the tailing pile. I made it. No, there was no. We actually run metal detectors before we, once it's getting spit out, Nathan's over there running a metal detector or somebody else, and before it gets taken off to the pile.
So that stuff's constantly being checked as you're running it, right?
Right, and it was very oversized. We was half inch oversized, so it would really have to be a good sized nugget for it to be there.
Right. Hey, Thomas, folks.
Hey, Thomas.
We're just so you know, Chris, you'll hear us do that because we like to say hi to our chat room guests.
Yeah.
You know, so and are you able to see the chat room at all?
Well, if I do, then I'll hear you twice.
Well, you can turn the volume off on your YouTube video.
Yeah,
right.
mute it or
Then it'll
turn
take care
it
of that.
down. Hey, Thomas, folks, how you doing? I hope everything went well at the outing at Gatesville over the weekend. Because they were.
We did find gold. You know, for what little bit we worked, we did find gold. But you know, we didn't get to work as much as we wanted. We never did. We had.
Not when we're at a new place, and
Right.
we didn't get to explore last year much because of all the high water.
Right.
But I did have color in every clean out. And my cleanup looked better than I thought it would.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Mine's still in my bucket, still waiting. But if you don't know, Chris has his own property in Nevada, right?
Yeah.
Right. And during in the beginning of Dave Turin's shows, they were doing promos, and your promo was called what? Flower Gold?
Yes, sir. Flower gold.
Yeah. That was, you look like you had a lot of gold there, but not what he was looking for, right?
Well, it's a little bit more precise in how you run it, and a couple more steps, you know, and a lot of ground doesn't. It's not worth to catch that, you know. I mean, you have to put a bowl on there, you know, a centrifuge bowl, which the size that we would need would, you know, it's $180,000 right out of the pocket, you know, and then
Right.
And then you've got a clay issue, so you're having to put a flocculant in there to clear that out, and you know, so in the time that we had to test and stuff, it just wasn't going to work out for the show. But like I said on the show, which was left on there, that you know we did acid reports anywhere from 4.6 grams to 13 grams. It was just a pen, you know, per yard, and which I tested that with a small test plant in 2017, which you could only run up max maybe 5 yards a day. And I worked my tail off for about 8 hours, you know, a day to doing that, and for a couple weeks. And we were getting about 4.2 grams a yard, you know, but it, you know, to upscale that, you know, in a brief amount of time that we had, just wasn't going to be beneficial for what we were doing.
It wasn't worth the effort then, for what
right.
you were.
Well, and to set it up, you know, and,
right.
The time that we had allowed to do that. But it is very rich. It's going to be, you know, it's very tricky to catch and very time consuming, and it will make you lose hair.
So that's
I've lost plenty.
Right. That's one of the things that we discuss here a lot too, about all the different methods and what it takes to get gold in any specific area. I mean, you can't use the same techniques or methods or even equipment from place to place. You have to.
No, every ore body's different.
Right. So you have to adjust everywhere you go.
Yes.
So that
your big mines are testing every 10 foot with drills.
Oh, okay.
You know, they're testing. Of course, those big, huge mines are doing a heap leach, you know, and they're chasing, you know, 0.2 grams. But it's such a huge facility that it's profitable for them. But if that drops down, you know, and that can drop down to, you know, in 10 feet. And so they don't want to be mining 10-foot, you know, material that doesn't have any gold in it.
Right.
Or they Swiss cheese it, you know, but they also have the money to back it to do that.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. You need
Most
money.
people do not. Most people do not.
Yeah, it's the other big thing that you need when you're going out to do this. You gotta have the money to back you up.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I know we know that like during the show, like there's a lot of stuff that happens that they show that doesn't actually happen the way they show it, and there's a lot of stuff that happens that we never hear about. Um, oh, can you tell us anything that was like what was the funniest thing that you guys got involved? And I've seen some video clips from different team members,
Yeah,
but from my understanding, the camera crew themselves are the
they're a
wackiest
hoot, man.
that you could ever
They
meet.
that's what I was going to hit at whenever you mention it. You know, behind the scenes,
Right,
and I mean, you're out in the middle of the desert and you're missing your family and you're around a group of guys that are great, but you know it's the same group of guys, you know,
right,
and you get mad at each other. I mean, you're in a bowling, you know, you're in a pressure cooker, you know. I mean, butts get tight and attitudes fly,
mm-hmm.
and and that camera crew, Raw Production, is the best. If it wasn't for them and Dave Turin, I wouldn't have done the show. I mean, I spent 2 or 3 months living with Dave, working with Dave before I said yes to it, and said yes and still wouldn't get in front of the camera. And so finally, they broke my walls. You know, I hung out with the camera crew, and they, you know, ensured me that they were going to do the right thing by me and my family, and jumped on board. But I tell you, I believe I posted one of the videos on Facebook that I go up to eat and I have maybe 20 minutes to eat and then go jump in the loader. And I get up there and these guys aren't doing it for nobody else, just for themselves. They're reenacting Forrest Gump. A bunch of British guys reenacting Forrest Gump getting on the on the bus. And it was one of the most hilarious things we've ever seen in my life. And then here we are. It was December 20th, I think, and you know you're really starting to miss your family now,
Right.
and wanting to get back to Christmas, and none of us have done any kind of Christmas shopping whatsoever. And we're in the valley, and all of a sudden we look, and we started, you know, the crew started. I mean, we got it. We had our meeting at 5:30 in my trailer every morning. We would sit and talk about the day before. We would, you know, talk about what's going to happen today. You know, what we need to get done. You know, and this was just a miners meeting. This was not TV meeting, and we went about our business. You know, I mean that was the one thing. You know, you mentioned about stuff that maybe didn't happen the way it happened on TV. They did a really good job. And there's some editing there that, you know, we sit and go, oh well, but for as the whole show, it was pretty true blue.
Yeah, that's
They
cool.
never set us up for any kind of failure. They never set us up for any kind of game. It was us, and I believe the crew itself carried the show. You know, and they didn't have to do that. And but you know, we would get up at 5:30 and meet, and then we'd start working by 6:15, and then the camera crew would get there about 8. And here I am on my loader, and the sun's coming up, and all of a sudden I've got 6 guys dressed up in Christmas onesies with lights on them, come dancing down the down the valley, and you talking about a shocker. Now, I mean, guys, I mean, it was hilarious. I mean, we just said, and you needed that to break up the monotony of what you were doing, you know, and they did really good to just be part of the family. And I take my hat off to the Raw Production. They really did a great job.
Cool. Well, that's
Not
good
just, you
because
know,
I mean, you know,
introducing.
we've been following. I know I've been following a lot of these shows for a while. And I know a lot of our chat room people say they've been following the, you know, Gold Rush and all these other shows. And we talked to some of them before and been on there's other radio gold prospecting channels that do live shows too. And we listen to them and talk to them, ask questions. And one of the biggest things is all that, like with Gold Rush and some of the other ones, a lot of drama was injected into what was going on, and I didn't see a lot of drama in your show, which was really cool. Which is I think why
Yeah,
people liked it more.
yeah, we get along,
Right.
and we're all in it for the same thing, and me and Casey went at it, but that was just for a miscommunication, and
Right.
I was under the gun, and the show, there was no cameras there except in my in my cab, and which I completely forget about, and I would literally, if I had a one-on-one with a camera, talking about the water or something like that, I'd probably throw up a couple times before it happened.
Right.
But you literally, block those guys out. They're just, in my head, those guys were just there to make me laugh and help me out.
They were
They
there
were
for your
friends
pleasure.
to
Huh?
make me laugh. I mean, that's what they did, and they just happened to have a big old black thing on their shoulder, and so what happened with Casey and I, that he's driving a big old rock truck on a little bitty ramp, dumping it off the backside, and happened to dump it on top, and 40 tons on top of the ramp, and then another 40 tons on top of the ramp, and I got a 5-ton loader that I had to push all the material off the ramp so I can load it. Well,
Right.
I had maybe about 2.5 minutes, to feed, to take the oversized tailings up to the waste pile, and then, or the tailings pile, and then come back down, get the ore, and put it back into the plant again. And so I'm go all the time, and I am not an expert at loading whatsoever. I mean, I literally learned how to operate on camera. I mean, I've never drove anything larger than a riding lawnmower before I started doing it. So I was really nervous.
Most of you guys were all pretty green as far as mining, right? I mean, than
as far as well, I mean, Casey is an excellent miner, and
right, Casey.
Jason is mined, and Nathan is mined in the the coal business. He's been in the coal business. He's a mechanic for the big, so. And then I was more on the research and development side of the mining, and not in any kind of large production. And so I never had to run in equipment. I hired people to do that.
Right. Basically, I think that's what I was asking. I mean, from what you were doing, what everybody was doing on their own, all of a sudden you become part of a team working on a big site. Working now. You're working heavy equipment. Now you're actually doing what you were wanting to do on your property.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's what I meant by being new. This is a new
it's a new adventure, that's for sure.
Right.
And I enjoyed every bit of it. And it was so funny, one of my directors, he comes up to me and he says, "Well, you're going to be doing operating the loader." And I said, "Pete," I said, "I've never ran anything larger than a riding lawnmower." And he looks at me and says, "Don't worry, only 5 million be watching you. Don't mess it up, mate."
It's funny. The only difference between you learning how to run a front end loader and me running one was I didn't have 5 million people watching me. I had one guy showing me how to do it and running through it with me, and then me loading the ore into the screw.
Got to mess up in private, not in front of the team.
Well,
I got to screw it by myself.
I tell you, I had a really good instructor. I mean, we were actually, the loader came, and Dave Turin gets in the cab with me, and he says, "All right, just ride with me for a little bit." And so I rode with him and watched him, and watched what everything did whenever his hands did this and his feet did that. And now he said, "Now you sit in," and he sat there and didn't say a word to me and just watched me. And then he says, "You're good." He said, "Just be careful, don't push it. There's no reason to push it." And So, I'm a quick learner, and was able to, sufficiently
but you
do
were
it.
trained by Dozer Dave, right?
I know, I really
Oh.
was. It gave me some confidence in the name alone. But I'll tell you what did happen, though. I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell on myself. But it ended up being a good part of the show whenever, we're about to load Dave's first. We're about to load the first load in the plant.
Right.
And here I am. I'm sweating bullets. I mean, I've got 3 cameras on me, and here we are. We're about to go, and I haven't ever in my life fed a grizzly. Now, the weeks before I was up in Montana messing around with it a little bit, but it was nothing, delicate. I didn't have to load anything. I'm just scooping dirt and moving it, building the road, just grabbing and going.
Right.
So I'm sitting there, and I was like, no, I'm going to have a GoPro on me. I'm going to have that drone on me. I'm going to have 2 other cameras on me. They're going to all be watching me, see if I get a full bucket of this material, and then how I'm going to, because it's going to be a slow shot of the feed going in, in my head. And I'm sitting on, I'm waiting for the go. Well, they say go. And I'm like, hey, Dave, I think it'd be a really good idea since this is your first property that you own. You need to run the first load. So it worked out real well. It came off real nice, and it was twofold for me. I got off the hook, and
They
Dave
got the
to
shot.
do yeah, he got the inaugural load, so
Right.
it worked out well for both parties.
Can't beat that.
No.
Well, and that's okay. I mean, we all know that stuff happens. We all know. Stand in.
Just try not to let the toilet.
Yeah, you didn't flip it. That's true.
Yeah, and I didn't even know. I didn't read the owner's manual. I didn't watch much of that of the gold rush because we were, I've just been busy. But I believe I did see the one clip where the guy flipped over the rock hauler.
Right.
He said he felt he was good. He read the owner's manual the night before, and he flipped it that day. I said, well, I don't want to do that.
So there is going to be a season 2, right? Or that's
Yes, sir.
Okay. There is
Yes,
going to be
sir.
the same place, or is that what's under the?
Don't know.
Don't know. Okay.
Don't know.
Can't answer.
Casey M says Chris ran the loader just fine.
Oh, Casey Morgan.
Yep.
He's a great guy. I love him. And I tell you what, he ran that rock hauler up and down that road and backing up that ramp.
Well, I don't think that's KC Morgan.
Oh.
No, not KC. This is KCM.
Oh, well, that's Casey Morgan.
Oh, is it Casey? Is that Casey?
Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah.
Well, this is with a C, not with a K.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, he says it is. Oh, it's me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hi, Casey.
Hey, Casey. Welcome. Would love to have you on even.
Bring him on.
Even Dave Turin. But I know Casey Morgan has been on my friends list on Facebook for years now. But hey, maybe we could talk him into calling in.
I'm sure you will. Call in, Casey.
Here, I can put an invite out there and open up the lines if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be putting it in the description.
Hey, Michael, Busy Bee Detective, how you doing tonight? He's gonna send you a link, Casey.
Well, I'm gonna be.
Facebook?
I'm gonna be.
Facebook, Ed?
I'm also posting it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Or I mean, in the description. It should pop up momentarily, and I'll put the link in the chat.
Yeah, I dropped cable also, but I picked up fire stick.
No.
There is a waiting room, so once I see you and ready to bring anyone in, please be patient. I'll bring you in.
Yep. Except, oh, look who's back. Ronald's back. Do you see that?
Yeah.
You're supposed to have food in the green room, Ed.
Hey, there's peanut M&Ms in the bowl.
What kind of green room you running around this place?
It's in the corner, Dan. It's in the corner. Yes, Google Hangout is going bye-bye from what I understand. There's some sweet and low stuff in there for you, Jim, from Video Call and Show. And our friend Run for the Hills is in the house.
Ron.
You know, it just don't sound the same ever since I got my hair cut.
You have to get you a wig to wear when you sing it to feel it.
I think Ed just did, Casey.
No, I didn't.
No.
I will.
Okay, yeah.
I can send it to you on Messenger and Facebook, Casey.
All right, sister.
Oh, we have Ronald Trevert
Night, Diana.
from ERT Radio at the door.
Turn the lights off. Turn the lights off. No.
Turn the lights off.
Hello, Ronald. How are you today? How can we help you? Oh,
Unmute him.
Oh, he's.
Don't see him. I
Well,
see him. Are you leaving too, David Villa? Good night, buddy.
he's unmuted. He has his camera blocked.
Hurt? Are you there? Hurt.
Now you have in the lower left-hand corner, Ronald, there you need to choose your microphone. So,
Daniel to Earth. Daniel to Earth.
he's not muted.
Ed to Earth. Come in, Earth. Ed to Earth.
So while we're waiting for that, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I saw a question here. There you go. For you. Let me see. We're gonna scroll back here a second.
And it's sent to your personal page, Casey.
Oh,
Ronald. Ronald.
You must be shy.
Ronald. What?
Well,
He's not speaking up.
well, sorry, Ronald. You must have got mad or something, Jesse. Try later. Hello, Hookette. How you? Hello. She must. I hear a dog in the background. Whose dog's that?
That's Libby.
Oh. Robin. There's a mic in the lower left side. You have to choose your microphone.
Come on.
And Casey Morgan's in the house.
Oh, there's Casey. I see him.
We got phone problems.
Okay, let me get Chris's picture down. Daniel, show your face.
No.
I could bring up.
All right. No.
I don't have to. If the guests don't have to, I don't have to.
Oh,
I'm in.
whatever.
Oh,
Throw Casey up there.
I'm gonna pin Casey's video too.
Fun.
How you doing, Casey? Welcome to Tuesday Night Hangout Live.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Casey.
Hi, Casey.
Hi, Chris. Hi, everybody.
Hey, honey. How's it going, Casey?
I was up at Lynx Creek today.
We're at.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen some things.
Did you get those measurements?
I seen your tailing piles, Chris.
They still there, huh?
Yeah, getting ready to crush them.
They haven't moved.
What?
They haven't moved them yet.
Nah, but they're getting ready to. That's all top
I
secret.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
right.
just kidding, guys. Yeah.
Top secret, huh?
Well, we were.
You guys got to understand that when Chris was running that loader, that was tremendous amount of responsibility on him. I think between his job and mine, we were constantly under the gun to keep that plant fed and keep the material coming. So that was a pretty stressful run because you got all kinds of things going on. And we were in a tight space too. I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, my radius. What do you think, Case? Was about 200 yards at the most.
Yeah, and then I'd come into that plant, and if Chris was up on the ramp, I go down below, and
Cut off.
He was already under stress, and then you got production trying to talk to you. Mistakes happen, and we were all, we all get along with each other, but man, it was stressful, and I can get why Chris got mad, and I can get why people get frustrated because that shit was absolutely crazy. I mean, you got no room to move that 40-ton rock truck. That loader come in there, I have nowhere to turn near. I mean, we were in a really tight space. So he did great with that. And then when I got in the long haul situation, when I'd leave Chris, I'd switch to another channel and make sure the road was clear because it's a one-way road for about 3 miles. And that was people don't know that. Chris got to ride with me one time. We went down to pick up a truck, and he rode in the training seat behind me in that haul truck. Remember that dead man's curve we came on?
Yeah, I didn't want no part of that. That was the first time I left the loader and rode down to see where the material was even coming from. Why'd I even go down there? What did I go down there for, Casey?
I think you were going down there to pick up Dave's truck. I think you're picking up Dave's
they were working
truck
on the. They were working on the trommel. That's what it was. They were working on the trommel, and we had to bring the service truck up because he took it down there, and I rode down with you in the rock hauler. Is what. Because I was wondering how I wasn't running the loader, but they showed the PG version on TV,
Right?
but they didn't.
Yeah, we were all cussing.
But I tell you what, though, it wasn't 5-10 minutes after working that we were eating together and having a good time, though, right, Casey?
Oh yeah, dude, you got to sweat that off. It'll just kill you if you're getting mad about stuff because we had so much stuff. You're trying to keep that plant running, and everyone's weeks of this are going by, and you're in 10-hour days. And we always went out at night, had dinner, and you have a beer or whatever, and it was fine. I liked running. I loved in the beginning. I was running the excavator. I love running that. But honestly, that rock truck was a challenge for me because I was going in reverse up these tributaries. I didn't have a regular loop. I didn't have a regular loop. I could just drop material to Chris or get picked up by Jason. I had to go way up into these cuts in reverse, up hips and whatever, up these snaky little tributaries. So it was, and I'm already under the stress. So, but overall, we all did really, really good. I mean, we came out with, remember we were under the gun. We didn't have our gold right in the beginning.
Right.
We were running blind.
We
were running blind. We didn't know what we were getting.
Right.
We didn't know what we were chasing. We have no way to clean it up.
Yeah, I mean,
we had guys missing. We had guys missing flights instead of bringing equipment back.
Yeah. The problem, and the other problem is I went and found the gold, and the gold looked like it was all over the box, which I thought was great. Then I was like, why isn't it tucked up behind the ripples? But it looked like gold everywhere, so I figured we were doing fine. We didn't have any cleanup equipment, so Chris said, we ran blind.
Mm-hmm.
And we really did. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, here's 3 ounces. We're like, oh shit. So that was high stress, because you got money and Dave's got everything on the line, and we're sitting there
Right.
going,
And we only had a certain amount of time to get it done.
yeah,
And that's got to be the hardest part, that you're on a schedule. I mean, first of
Right.
all, you go in with a plan. You've got a certain amount of time. We're going to go do this. And then like I was trying to say, the first thing that happens is you're cut off from the spot you thought you were going to be digging in the first place.
Right.
That's the first thing that went wrong,
Yep.
And then
Oh,
you
yeah.
start, now you got to prospect all over again. You'd already done that. Now you got to do it over again. That sucks,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
it
definitely makes you pucker up.
Yeah. So now you got that pressure, and I can imagine. I mean, you got all your money, you borrowed money. I can't imagine doing that much money, but I've done similar stuff where I'm just,
oh man,
just
Yeah,
taking
remember-
that leap of faith and hope for the best. Work at it.
But and then be away from your family for so long.
Right,
It starts eating at you.
right.
Oh, believe me, I had guilt in the beginning because when Dave and I first prospected, I said gold is great down here. So then all of a sudden we got to go 4.5 miles to the west, and people have come out there away from their families, and my gut was just turning every day, going, "Oh God, now I've got to start all over what I already had all those years of prospecting in."
Right.
And now here we heave ho, here we go. So I'm in a mad dash, and just trying to keep the plant fed. And there were times when we were setting down topsoil or whatever Chris called it. You guys called it gardening. I knew
Side
something was
farming.
wrong when they were laughing at us.
Side farming.
Yeah, I thought we were going to start a sod farm.
Yeah,
At one point, they were bringing me dirt with grass in it. Me and Nathan were grassing. I'm like, come on, guys, there's more grass than rocks in here.
Oh yeah.
But it was just, I mean, they were chasing flood gold, so they, you're really, it's not like it's on a true channel,
Right.
So. And
that was one of those tributaries that actually I was finding mortar dams that were built by guys in the 20s and 30s. So that was one of the ones that was absolutely worked, and we just happened to get a bunch of their flood and think it was going to be hot, and we went way up in it. It was not paying very much.
Well, was that like the second cut?
I don't remember because
I don't think they didn't show any of that.
No, they didn't show
Yeah,
any.
they
I was
didn't
gonna
show
say
any of
because,
that.
well, that's what I was gonna get. That would have probably been a really cool thing to see. Some of the old workings.
Yeah.
You know what the coolest thing to see down there was? And I'd been down there 5 years before David. I ever met Dave or even did Gold Rush in Alaska. Was the old dredge graveyard. You got to imagine that thing is up probably 400 to 500 feet away from the main channel of Lynx Creek. It's up on a bank. It looks like Noah's Ark on a mountain.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just weird. You're trying to picture how much earth these old boys move. They move 30, 40, 50 feet out of that river bottom. And a lot of people ask me how deep that river bottom is until you get to bedrock. The depth out there is 796 feet to bedrock.
Holy.
Wow.
That's because of that's all sediment. If you go up to Fane Lake, where Lynx Creek is, you're going to hit bedrock right there as it goes into Prescott, up in the mountains, up towards Walker and all them towns. But it's very shallow there. But once you get past that, it drops so damn deep in the earth, it's unbelievable. It's like a big pit. And the only reason I knew that because I had the well reports from the 1970s that a big construction company drilled, and they gave me all the reports of what was down. Man, if you get down 200 feet without drowning, because the water perks at 100, you'd be a rich man.
that little word with the big meaning, huh? If
Yeah.
if you can get down there.
But anyways, it's been awesome working with Chris, and we would like to get going on this whole thing, but there's just some delays we're dealing with, and can't say too much yet, obviously.
Right. Yes, we were worried about that, and we like I was telling Chris, we're already aware of those type of situations because of what we do, and we do talk to people like you guys, so we are aware of that, and just like our chat room is too. I haven't seen any questions. What about you, Dano?
Bill Marsh, Ohio Relic Hunter, but speaking of what happened to Jeremy Rides? off subject, but he's been MIA.
Who are we talking about?
I don't know. Is that for
I
them,
don't know
Bill?
Jeremy.
Are you
Jeremy? I don't know
Are
who.
you referring to our geologist as a
Jeremy
left?
Rides.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
pronounce it
no,
wrong.
Okay.
we didn't have no Jeremy.
He must be talking to someone in the chat room.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But he said it's off.
Are they having their own fun chat room?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
he
having
was
their own
he was
chat room.
talking to Keith from
He's talking
Alaska.
to Keith, yeah, from Alaska.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
What
But he's disappeared, in case you were wondering.
What was the question? I couldn't hear you.
Well, I was wondering what happened to
It
Jeremy.
wasn't for us anyway.
Right.
I'll tell you what happened to him. He's over there. I don't know. I don't know.
These guys got off subject. They're they're talking to themselves, not paying attention to what we're talking about.
There's a chat in the chat. That's what you want to say.
Right.
Check piles of scat. You're in Alaska after all.
Yeah, this is a pretty. I didn't know you, Chris. You were going to be on this tonight. I didn't even know you guys were on my Facebook. I'm not. What is the name? I want to get some information about this because I'm not. I just never knew you guys did this video chat like this. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Actually,
Well,
the
we just started this
25th.
about 2 years ago.
The 25th will be our 2-year anniversary, Casey.
Cool.
I'm on your well, you saw when I sent you the link on your personal page at Marvin. And the channels Flash in Your Pan. I also have a YouTube page or a Facebook page, Flash in Your Pan Productions.
Pretty
And
cool.
but it
And I'm friends with you on Facebook too, and so is our buddy Thomas Folks. He says, "What's up,
How
Casey?"
did you guys find Chris? Did you guys?
I actually, believe it or not, how did we find Chris? I watched the intros, right?
The mid forms
Yeah,
on
for the
Discovery Go app.
yes, sir. I watched it on there, and I watched his intro, and I got really curious about his flower gold. So I just
Yeah, a lot of people ask me about his flower gold up there.
yeah.
Chris's famous flower gold. I'm gonna go get some.
Me too.
Chris's
But
special blend of flower gold. I like that.
yeah, he so I I friended him on Facebook, and he friended me back, and we just started messages, talking, and I was,
There's Wolfie. What's up, Wolfie?
hey, what's up, Whoopi? So that's how I got a hold of Casey, and then I think we booked him 2 months ago, 3 months
yeah,
ago.
about that. I booked pretty far out, Casey,
Right.
about 3-4 months out.
So we had him booked on our show way before he even went on the other shows.
You booked him on before he did other shows?
Yeah, we've had him booked
Yeah,
on
it was a good 2 months ago. I remember I was talking to actually my girlfriend, and I was like, I think I have something coming up on the 18th. I said, I don't think it was May 18th. She says, well, I hope not, because it's June. And I was like, well, it must be June 18th then. And then Ed called me that day, and I actually called her back and I said, I was right. She said, so yeah.
That's pretty
and I
cool.
really didn't even know the show, I'm really not on social media much at all. I mean, I did it just for the show. They prompted me to do it, and but I really like to stay kind of under the radar
Yeah.
in my personal life.
Yeah,
Well, like I
3
said,
billion people, 3 billion people know who you are now, Chris. I don't think you're gonna fly very low.
I still float pretty
especially
low.
now.
I said, I still fly under the radar.
No, you won't.
Now, how many people come up to you, Chris, out of the blue and say, you're Chris from Dave Turin's Lost Mines, right?
I've actually had probably more than I like.
Get used
You
to
know,
it, buddy.
it always happens at dinner. You know,
Right.
I'm out to dinner or something, and somebody wants to come up and shake my hand, and it's an awkward situation for me because you know, they tease me. You know, the guys on the show tease me about I'm a germaphobe and I don't like to shake people's hands, especially when I'm eating. And I mean, I grab a salt shaker with a napkin, you know, and so it always puts me in an awkward situation whenever I'm eating. But if I'm eating with utensils, I usually will shake their hand and tell them thanks and, you know, go about the business. But it's not that I'm being a jerk, guys. It's just I worry about what's going in my mouth.
Do what Howie Mandel does. He's above Smith.
Yeah, well, we did the old elbow bump, didn't we, Casey? On the show.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. You know, I didn't even know, Chris. I never even knew until you told me that he hadn't even run a machine. I just figured you knew what you were doing. I was like, looks good to me, dude.
Oh.
Always looked good to me. I had no idea. I think until you did that last show, you're all saying, "Yeah, I'd never run nothing." I'm thinking, really? That's the best fake it or make it I ever seen.
Yeah, well, you know, some people just natural at doing stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, he just flowed with it, man. I know it gets stressful, especially when you feel like you're going to flip over, because I've had that almost every machine. When I was running an excavator, running a dozer, we didn't have one out there, but I've had those situations, and you feel like you're going to go over. That's just the worst.
Yeah, and that ramp, I mean, Casey backed up that ramp, and
that
if
thing
I,
is so
you know,
sketchy.
every time I seen him come up there, you know, I helped him guide back, and because I knew, buddy. I mean, I mean, it's a scary
the dirt
situation
was falling
when you're
out from underneath the wheels.
yeah. And then here I am pushing that 80 tons of dirt that you dumped up there, and I'm staring at the sky, and then Richie goes, "Hey, Chris, can you tell me what just happened?" I didn't have no remark. I just kept my mouth shut, and because I was scared. To tell you the truth, I mean, I was scared. You know, I mean, if I did one wrong thing, I was gone off that ramp, and you're sitting 12 feet off the ground alone, just in the cab, and I mean, I was another 30 feet up. So,
yeah,
that was stressful.
Public doesn't really see that stuff. Like when I would back up that thing, I had a pretty good camera, and I could back up and see where Chris was. But I could my drop off point, I could start seeing the dirt fall off underneath the tires because he was like undermining where he's taking the dirt. So I'm getting ready to dump it, but when Chris went up there, he's got this articulating Volvo loader, and he go up there, and you know, it's a real narrow ramp. They just never showed that. We should have made it double wide. We didn't. But going up that thing, you're basically looking at the sky. And when I was in reverse, I'm just staring straight at the ground backwards, just hoping for the best. And I'm just looking for that little dirt so I can make sure I don't go flipping down the mountain. But when Chris would go drop the tailings, that was even worse. I climbed up that thing one time when they were at lunch, and I was like, this dude's got his hands full. I mean, you go to the top of that tailing pile.
I did back. I tell you what, I would back down that thing pretty well, though, wouldn't I, Casey?
Yeah, I mean, that was scared shit. I mean, I'm telling you, it was all. We're not a big operation, so we have like one lane tracks. That's the problem.
Right. You guys were working in the middle of that creek bed, right? You were all right inside there, right?
We were off the side of it, but we were in the bottom of Lynx Creek, but off the side of it.
Oh, okay.
We were pulling from an old pond, and we were doing recirculation. And it was flowing when I went back up there a couple months ago. It was flowing hard. That thing only flows maybe once every 3 or 4 years, the whole river.
The creek itself, Casey?
Yeah, I don't flow that often because you got to remember it's 796 to bedrock, so everything usually perks down.
Right.
So it's but it was flowing last time I went up there, not today. Now it's all green. It's not that desolate, dead looking crap hole it was when we were there.
Yeah.
But it's looking pretty good. I mean, but went up there and looked at our equipment and whatnot. But you know, for what it was,
you got the measurement.
I did.
Good.
So we got a question here for you guys.
All right.
What type of matting do they run? Do they have tried different types? Could be talked about how much water they're pushing through it. General
Blue miner's moss.
Just
Yep.
just your miner's moss ripples and
You got
expanded metal.
regular riffles and expanded metal, and
Yeah, it's
I
whatever
like
we could get.
whatever we could get at the time. When I used to run in that can, I would run regular riffle, expanded metal, riffle metal. I would alternate them. I just like doing that's my style. But this one had riffles from the start, and then it had like a catch tray, and I'd flip it down, and then it would send it through into the expanded metal all the way to the end. But when we had the box wrong in the beginning, I think we're probably at 10 degrees versus maybe 14 or 15 where we should have been as far as your angle. We were just playing catch and release with the gold. And we still caught some, but not as much as probably in the ground. That's just the way that went, because we were overconfident with seeing that much gold in the box every time we shut it off.
Right. What
Until
also wondering what
I
kind
start seeing that there was no dirt getting down into those moss, in that miner's moss. So something's not right here, guys.
Right.
we will have to do something here.
Yeah, Chris is right. There wasn't something. Then the next episode when me and Chris got to go pan. Chris is a good panner too. He can get it, and like they sent me down there at the bottom, but they didn't show it. But on that bottom of that sluice box, the very end before it goes down the corrugated pipe, there's a nugget trap in there. It's got a 4-inch cap on it. You take that off, and you can test to see what your loss is. That's what it's designed to do.
Yeah. Ron also wanted to know how much water you guys are pushing through this.
That's a
Oh man,
6-inch lay flat.
6-inch hose, wide open.
Wow.
So I don't know the exact amount, of
Gallons per
PSI
minute.
or the gallons per minute either, but it's a 6-inch hose running wide open on a whacker?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the whacker.
Yeah, that
The
thing
whacker,
held together though. I don't know how it did, but it did. We had zip ties holding that thing together. Woo! How about the morning that it was 60-some degrees out there, guys, during the day, and we'd go to bed and woke up and it was 17.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, like 15 degrees.
I spent 2.5 hours with a sledgehammer trying to break ice inside of a hose.
Yeah, me and Chris were running along the hose for hours trying to get that thing open.
Oh man!
And then it started pushing out these big old turds of ice.
Oh, we had to move the sluice box to even get the ice through the because we had the hose going underneath our sluice box.
Oh my
and we
God!
We had to break it and break, and then we actually had to move the sluice boxes. I believe we might have changed the angle on that morning while we were doing that, Casey.
Probably did.
But,
I was sitting there with a chain on the lay flat hose while it was full of ice, and I'm yanking on the chain, and the lay flat's bouncing around. Not hard. We were just making it try to dance so we get some damn movement. And it was a bitch.
God,
It couldn't rev the frickin' pump up because you're gonna, what do you do? It's like you can't heat it up. It's
right.
Rubber.
I had to break it with a sledgehammer.
That's what we were doing.
But whenever the ice got underneath the sluice box, now what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
so now we had to move the sluice box to break the ice to get it keep going up the. It was the biggest slushy maker I ever seen in my life.
It was. That was a great picture. I'm gonna send that, Chris. That's a great
some flavor in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably already had some cow flavor in it.
That pond. Yeah. Hey, that thing looks like Bermuda right now. The water's so blue and clear by the banks.
Really?
Yeah. So tell us about that bull that was.
That bull came around. That bull came around once or twice, and he was up there rubbing on a couple of our trailers. And then we turned around, and there he was. He was just staring at Nathan. I tried to get Nathan to ride it, but he wouldn't get on it. I don't. If I went
anyone approach it?
No. That thing, no. If I went and ran the loader, and it was 10 years ago, I might have went to the hospital that day because my dumb butt would have jumped on that stupid thing.
Yeah.
You just come around a couple times, right?
His eyes might have been deceiving. He looked real nice, but them horns to let you know that he might not be.
You guys got to see how much cattle were down there, and these cows were really different. They go on these banks where the old cutouts, the quarry were, and these big old cows will sit there on these super steep banks and just sit along the road. They're weird cows. What the hell are they doing? They're not even eating anything. They're staring at you. But all the time it was like that when I was driving that haul truck by them. They would stand on the side of this super steep bank. I'm like, that damn animal falls, it's going to go for a tumble. Break all its legs.
I was waiting for him to. I thought maybe we just had to pull one out with the excavator whenever they were down there. We're pumping out a good bit of water, and some water's going back in. And like Casey said, it was recirculating back in there. Thank God it just happened to do that the way we set it up. But or we'd have ran out of water.
Quick.
But, these cows, we're sucking feet out by the day, and they'd go down to get water. And I thought for sure want to go and get stuck in the mud because I've walked down there. I mean, you get stuck real quick. Those stupid things go right down there and zigzag their way back up. And I thought for sure we want to use the excavator, get one of them out.
Cloven hoof.
Yeah.
Cloven hoof.
There was actually that's Fane Landing Cat. That's the Fanes for you right there. That's cattle ranches that own all them.
Yeah, you better not hurt one of them cattle.
Yeah, we had a deal on something like I think David had to pay a bunch of money if he got hurt or something.
Well, I know what the state of Nevada will make you pay for, unfortunately. $2,000.
Really?
Yeah, I had one get caught up in my piece of equipment, and
really?
I mean they made me pay for it. But
how much did they tell you for?
$2,000.
Oh God, that sucks.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. If you hit one in the state of Nevada in a car, I believe it's like a $10,000 fine. But
Ohio Relic Hunter, where's the beef?
Yeah.
Now, did you get cuts out of it since you had to pay so much for it?
No, I just handled it with the rancher. Gave him money to keep him happy. You don't out there. My site's out in the middle of nowhere, and you don't want to make anybody that knows that you're out there mad at you. That's for sure. They make life real hard for you.
I understand that, and I have cattle ranchers up in Montana in my family, and that's their bread and butter. So yeah. I can definitely understand with that, but geez, seems like they could cut you off some nice steaks. Yeah.
Well, if you'd have seen these cattle, these are Nevada cattle. These are not Montana cattle, my friend. And not much green grass to be eaten. They're eating,
twigs and
tumbleweeds and stuff.
This is dog food cattle, not steak.
Yeah, it's probably like the deer compared to Ohio and Washington State.
Ohio Relic Hunter says, I love a good steak on the grill, but not a grill on my truck.
Yeah.
Oh, not on the grill of my truck. Yeah.
So what state are you guys all from? I know Chris is North Carolina, but...
Well, we're in Ohio.
We're Flatlanders. We're from Ohio.
I live in Ohio at this time, Casey. I'm from the West Coast.
Which part? California?
I was raised in Southern California. I claim Washington State as home, Skagit Valley. I've lived in Arizona for a bit after high school. I've been around a bit.
Yeah, I was born in Newport Beach, California. I grew up out there.
Oh, I used to surf 52nd Street all the time and the Point, 18th Street all the time.
Yeah, I grew up as a kid going down the Balboa Peninsula and the Wedge and all that. But then my parents moved to Prescott, Arizona in the early 80s. That was the end of my surfing, except for the summers.
I have some fond memories and some I don't really remember of good old Zooport. And some
Yeah.
good times down at Balboa and the Wedge. Cylinders. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Some good
Back
times.
in the day. But I don't live out there anymore. There's no way. It cost of living, and it's just they're not real friendly with mining. So.
Oh, I wouldn't go back there if they paid me to.
Nope, that's usually the consensus with most people nowadays. It's too expensive, or too many people, and just too many laws.
Yeah, and
Much insanity.
it's funny. HD Shovelhead here in our room, Casey.
Yeah.
We went to the same high school. Probably grew up not far apart from each other. I'm in Ohio now, and he's in Tennessee.
Who is this?
His name in the chat room is HD Shovel Ed.
Really?
Yeah, and it's no, Jim, I wouldn't be caught dead where I grew up wearing Daisy Dukes, buddy. We've talked about that before. I'd get beat up and left under the pier if I wore Daisy Dukes.
Jim just wants to believe that everybody else besides him wore Daisy Dukes.
Casey will vouch for me about that. If I wore Daisy Dukes at Newport, Balboa, or HB, I'd be pummeled.
Probably. Back in them days, yeah, because it was a different scene in Huntington Beach and Newport back then. Yeah.
Now you'd fit in.
Huh?
So now everybody would fit in.
Different life back then. It's a little different nowadays. I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Let's talk about Chris driving that loader some more.
No.
Chris was peeling out and pulling me in like a water skier, and I just kidding. Yeah, hold on. I'm on this. Sorry. Go ahead.
So I know you guys came out okay in your count. Did you? Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That was sketchy in the beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was really sketchy in the beginning. I'm going, oh man, this is gonna wind up like I don't know what. They're not gonna get anywhere near what Casey was talking about. And I know that at times you were probably really feeling bad about that.
Oh, he was stressed completely out.
The goal is there as our recovery system was screwed. But as soon as his wife, Shelly, she came over and said to Dave that they were up 7 ounces one day because we were in the dumps. And it was right after Chris and or Nathan had adjusted the box with Dave, or I think the three of you done it. I don't remember.
Right.
But they lifted up the box, and now we got the elevation right. Instantly, the gold count went up, which, obviously we were running around changing where we were cutting it from because we thought it was the ground. I'm like, there's no way because it's in the pan. All these things. It was really just the box. And we hopped up to 30 ounces. What's that?
Once we changed the mats out twice a day.
Oh, yeah. Then Chris did that, because we were loading them up so thick with that black sand. It's so heavy in Lynx Creek.
It was packing the ripples within about 2 hours. It was completely concrete.
You could, they were. And so that made a huge difference. And Chris came up with that whole thing. And then, we got into some really good gold in the cuts, and it came together right at the end. I mean, everything I said was there. And they put a lot of weight on me in the beginning, because I brought these guys out there, and I just literally had left working for the Hertz up in Alaska.
Right.
And I had surgery down there, so I was still out of surgery when I was running that loader. I got screwed up pretty good up there, up at diving all summer. So, but yeah, it worked out really good, and we came to the end, and we would have got up to 150 ounces. We didn't want to be like the Hoffmans our first time around.
So how are you feeling now that been over a year?
What's that?
How are you feeling now, Casey?
About what?
Oh, with your what do you have
Surgery.
with your
Oh.
surgery?
Well, I wound up with a. I guess I can just hold on a second. I had like a double hernia that I got from lifting rocks all summer in Alaska.
Right.
Had to recover from that, and I was pretty timid when I was filming with Chris. And after that, I took about the last 2 months I've been feeling better from. That's how long it took to heal from that thing.
Wow.
So it's pretty painful surgery. You don't just get out of bed after something like that.
I'm sure.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. But they said it would have killed me if I would have just ignored it because it was getting stuck or whatever they call it. They say it gets like trapped or something, and you go septic and you die. That's what they told me in Alaska.
You get septic.
What's that?
Yeah, you get septic. You get shit poisoning.
Yep.
Basically. You know,
What's
'cause
That wouldn't be a way to go, let me tell you.
It would definitely stink.
Yeah, definitely.
Boom.
How was it on whitewater though before you hurt yourself, Casey?
I really lost mine, and my last adventure is well, it's over with now, and I'll just leave it at that.
Well,
That's understandable.
and you know that was what we were talking about earlier. How some shows like to push the drama.
Well, that wasn't drama. That was.
Well, no, I understand that, but what I'm saying is a lot of times they really like to push it because drama sells, right?
It did. You know, the funny thing about that was that whole thing that occurred was everybody had gone against me, and they turned out to be completely wrong. But at that point, I was already headed to medical, but I knew what was wrong with that dredge, and I just let them guys kept screaming and carrying on. And then once they found out they were wrong, it was like there's no way after I worked that long that I would actually sabotage myself from getting
Right,
gold.
right.
Right.
Yeah, I came all this way to sabotage myself from getting gold.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I did. I got there and I said, God, I'm just going to shoot myself in the foot and not work, and I'm not going to get my gold. Sure.
Yep. I spend all my own money to get there. Yeah. Spend all your own money to get there and then not get any gold? No.
Right.
No, nobody does that.
Right. I do, but.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. I'm glad I did it up there. Obviously without I wouldn't have probably met Dave. So, and it really helped out with these guys getting ground because I needed that. I had that ground in Arizona for a lot of years. So without it, it would have been probably harder for them to be able to have a mining season.
Right.
And that was good. I got to meet Chris and Jason and Nathan, all these guys, and it was an interesting experience. Like, we did great. I got good friends. I talk to these guys every week. We don't have cameras on us. We all still talk to each other. We're not like, you hear some people, they do a show together or something, they don't talk. No, we all talk to each other all the time.
Right.
Yeah, we actually have a meeting every Monday. We talk about what's going on in each other's lives and what's going on with the network, and then we read a Bible verse and say a prayer and just keep everybody uplifted and go about our business. But we truly enjoy each other's company and working with and for each other, and it is more of a team atmosphere than I believe most mining sites would be, and that all comes from our leader Dave Turin. I mean, he doesn't separate himself. He doesn't, there's nothing that he's too good to do.
I think that's why his popularity is so high with a lot of prospectors and stuff. Because I mean, if you watch some of his YouTube stuff and you listen to some of the stuff he talks about on the shows that he's been on, the guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And then you see the gold he finds, and you go, yeah.
So, right.
Yeah.
Well, he worked all day just like us.
Right.
And that trauma would go down. He'd stay down there with Nathan and weld that thing together. And I mean, we were actually eating his favorite meal that his wife prepared, elk, elk burgers and elk loin. And I mean, he's down there until 11 o'clock fixing that trouble, and then back at it again at 5:30 the next morning. You don't find too many headliners doing that, I don't think.
No, probably not.
He doesn't act like a boss. He's just a leader. He comes along, works with us. He's always in a machine or doing something with us.
He seems
Well, he's a
like a
friend.
pretty down to earth guy. From
Yeah.
I mean, like with not ever really meeting him, just seeing his persona and what he talks about on TV and stuff, and he just seems like a pretty nice guy.
I would have to agree with that, but a no BS guy too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would love to get him on our show. Yeah.
I hear you.
You want to get Dave on your show?
Sure,
Absolutely.
Casey would
Oh
love it.
yeah.
What you do is you put all of us on the show at once.
Hey,
You'll have a.
We could do it with this
All right.
setup, with this Zoom. We could do it.
All right.
That'd be funny.
We might do
Video
that.
conference call. We always do this voice. We should do video, Chris. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great. I'd love to do something like that.
yeah, that'd be
I'm sure Ed would,
awesome.
too.
Oh yeah. We'll have to schedule something for September, or I do have a couple openings in July and August, though.
We
I don't
We
know.
probably
if
have
we'll
to
be
do
around
July.
for it, though.
I think we might be a little busy in September.
Okay.
Yeah, we might not be around. I'm not sure about where we'll be. That's right, Chris.
Yeah. But
Well, you know what? That would be really cool. You guys get together and let us know how soon you can do
All right.
something.
all right, we'll
Maybe we
we'll
can
talk
work
about
something
that.
in.
All
That'd
right,
be
I'll
awesome.
let you know, Ed.
Okay, sounds
Well,
good.
I'm gonna have to break away here. I've got to get some stuff done before the morning.
Well,
But,
that I
it's been
understand, Chris.
All right. Well, hey, it was good talking to you guys.
Well, it was
Hey.
good talking to you. I'm glad you came on the show, both of you.
Really, Casey, thank you.
Definitely.
I see it going, that's for sure.
You guys gang up on Dave and get him to come on our show. We'll have a good time.
Yeah, we'll get Nathan and Jason and
Everybody.
It'll
Everybody.
be a
Yeah.
it gets kind of
Tuesday
comical.
night at 8 o'clock Eastern
You
Standard.
got it.
That would
You
be
got it.
I could shoot one of you the dates I have open for July and August. September's too late, you said. So, and we could go from there.
Next Tuesday's open mic night.
Yeah, that's our anniversary special. Wouldn't that be a treat?
Ooh,
When was that? When was that?
Never know. It might be something fun for everybody to do.
Next
Right.
Tuesday's our second year anniversary of live
Next
on.
Tuesday?
Yeah,
All right.
Same time.
same time every week, rain or
Okay,
shine.
Same time, same.
All right,
shit.
guys. I enjoyed it. Appreciate it. And look forward to talking to you guys again.
I
Oh,
really
yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
you
yeah.
joining.
Coming on, dragging Casey on here with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Been wanting him on here too. We want all you guys on here. That would be an awesome
Right
show.
on.
Have you all on here. Just
Yeah.
cool. Hi, Troy.
Good deal. All right. Well, I'm hanging up. See you, Casey. Appreciate you, brother.
See you guys
Take
later.
it easy, guys.
Good night,
All right.
Chris. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
That was awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Casey. We appreciate you jumping in.
Yes, sir. I just turned his video off.
Well, that's understandable. He is driving after all. Oh my goodness. That
yeah.
was a nice surprise.
Yeah, it was. Luke Duke says, "Oh yeah, I went to a car wash, pulling up. I see the sign saying no mud washing. I laughed and sprayed out the mud and left."
Luke's
Yeah,
a
sprayed
bad
out the gold.
person.
You're right, David.
Luke's a bad person.
You should have gathered that up, Luke, and panned it out first.
Yeah,
Hey,
you should
Troy
thank
Johnson. No one's working. We're all working.
What?
Yep, Jim, we'll see you at 10 o'clock. Casey Morgan, thank you very much. Chris Taylor, thank you very much for joining us. And remember, everyone, yep, Chris left. As always, what am I doing here?
We don't know.
I'm going crazy, I tell you.
We don't fit in your head.
They make pills to help that out.
It might be a big head, but it ain't that big.
Great.
Everybody, I'm going to give a shout out to Video Calling Show. Our friend Jim, new to the prospecting family, has a great channel and a great show every weeknight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Check him out. Actually, let's have a flash raid here in about 30 minutes.
Yeah. Wyoming Gold's metal detecting adventures says, I've heard stories about gold being found in tires and wheel wells. Old timers up in Idaho told me that back in the 90s. I tell you what you do, go check out Ray Rusaw's video.
That's right.
A mud flat video where he found gold.
That's right.
He's in the chat room right below you there. Click on his link there and check out his video.
I was gonna say the same thing about him, Jesse, that he's actually found gold in trucks in the body shop.
Right. Well, in Alabama, Rich Cooley, after dredging all day, took his shoes off, and they were full of that Alabama clay that they have down there, which is that brown stuff that was on my mats in the tent, Ed. I told you it was from Alabama.
Yeah.
That's all that stuff from Alabama. Anyways, he took his shoes off, rinsed them out, right, and painted out and found gold.
Oh, I believe it, and I think any prospector
rinses the socks out.
I think any prospector who doesn't like clean out his vacuum and pans it out, or his dustpan when they sweep up their shop or sweep up their truck.
Or when you clean your backpack out, dump that in something and pan it.
Yeah, you never know. I know I found gold in my shop sweepings. Ray Rusaw has, and actually Bob Drake has panned some of his floor sweepings and got gold. Speaking of Bob, I didn't see him tonight.
I did it in a camper I bought too, swept out the top bunk and got gold.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Luke.
How you doing?
You should. You're if you're in northern, I know you're in Georgia, Susan.
Later, other Ed. Look who just showed up, Bob.
Oh, speaking of the devil, and he shows up.
He's probably been lurking all night.
He probably has. Well, usually he says something.
We know he wasn't watching Oak Island.
See you later, HD. Have a good one, Ed. Well, is Oak Island off air now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what is it?
What is it now? Is it Civil War Gold, Bob, you're watching now?
Civil War Gold.
Yep, see, he just wrote it in there watching. See,
Civil War Gold.
TiVo it, Bob. You're more and more important.
Northwestern Georgia. I believe you're in the gold belt there, Susan.
Yeah.
If you're in, I know Dahloneg's in the central north, and then Cleveland's on the eastern north. But I believe the gold belt, it runs all the way into Alabama and beyond. So you never know. You could have some color in your backyard. You never know. Yes, it was. 20 years prior to the California gold rush. Darn tootin'. Darn tootin'. Other Bob.
Well, we got
Down East Detecting and Prospecting is a Bob also, David Villa.
Right. Got a Bob dip and a Bob drink.
You'd like the gold claw. It's a good pan. You've seen the videos, Susan. It's good for someone just learning too, because they don't have. Yeah, because they don't have their muscle memory of, and the, you know how it is with us. I've been panning for decades, and I'm used to a certain type of panning, and you have to reteach yourself if you're experienced like a lot of us.
Right.
If you're new, it comes a lot more natural. So.
Bob Dip says he used to detail at an Airstream dealership, and the owner of one told me to pan the undercarriage dirt. Well, did you find anything?
Yeah, I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Oh, my knee is sore.
Well, I'm sorry you're sore. You've been sore all weekend, Jesse.
I know. Oh, I don't know, man. Just
one of them phantom pains.
Yeah, it was a new pain Friday.
I know the feeling, dude.
You know, and then it just got worse and worse. And of course,
the next day my ankle was killing me, and I didn't do anything to twist it.
Right, same here. I didn't do anything. I didn't bump it into anything. I didn't twist it or nothing. It just, yeah, you're right, Ray. Old age sucks.
I agree. Old age sucks.
I told Ed, I said, oh man, I got a new one. I said, you what? New pain, just all of a sudden. And then you know, over at Hooks, it's there's a lot of cliffs and stuff, right? Are you going to bed? Okay.
Good night, Ruby.
Ed says good night. Right. And we're exploring, right? And we found this little cutout through the cliff where it takes you down into down to the river, right?
Jesse took us on the wrong one.
I didn't realize there was actually two of them. The one that I went up was a little bit bigger, a little bit more open. But the first one that I saw coming back, I mean, when I went out the first time and walked back to the camp, right, I didn't see the second one. So when me and Ed went back, that was the first one I saw, but it was the wrong one. There was like, you had to be a little
billy goat.
A billy goat, definitely had to be a billy goat. And then my knee is hurting. So I'm trying to carry a bucket, my crevice tools, a shovel, and trying to hobble down through there. And it's the wrong path. And I don't want to turn back, but I can see a way to the other path. So we struggled through, and then on one of the areas I started to go down and my foot got caught in a root. And I went down.
Good thing. I got it on video.
Good thing it popped out of the root. Otherwise, I probably would have twisted the hell out of my knee. It was bad enough as it was. Hey, Chris.
Hey, no, ECP.
What?
Is he like the Batman?
What are you talking about?
Look in chat on Zoom.
Why did Jesse go mute all of a sudden? What'd you do to him, Ed?
I'm not mute.
He didn't go mute.
He doesn't want us to call him Chris? Okay.
I tried East Coast prospecting. I tried.
Well, don't call me Jesse anymore.
Chris says, yes, I am the Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might see that at an ending of a future video, Bob Dip.
Oh, blooper reel. We don't have any bloopers.
At least that we would ever show you.
Oh, I've showed them before.
I don't know. I don't think they are.
We missed some good ones.
Yeah. Wyoming Gold wants to know if they're still doing gold fever
I heard something like they might be coming back due to popular demand.
Well, I noticed Kevin Hoagland's doing them on YouTube now, doing a lot of videos.
Yeah, but that's still Gold Trails.
That's Gold Trails, right?
On YouTube. It's
Isn't that just
their
Kevin Hoagland? Ain't that his own channel now? He just had a video on here recently, I thought.
Yeah, he's talking about on the Outdoor Channel.
The Outdoor Channel just seems to be a lot of hunting and fishing now, and hardly.
Right.
Well, it always was, wasn't it? They just had that one gold show.
Well, they used to have Prospecting America on there with Perry.
Right.
They had Gold Fever with Tom. You know, he took over the Buzzards spot with it. No, we're not on Hangouts. ECP. But the link is below. But
in the description.
Yeah, the link's in the description below.
Yes, it's actually Kevin Hoagland's channel.
Gold Fever Radio is Jack Tucker's show. He was in earlier. I don't know what nights he's on. I believe he's on Wednesdays. I think maybe Tuesdays. I don't know. Thomas, are you still in here? Thomas, folks would know. Episode called again. You'll see gold, not from Maine.
No, it's from lobsters.
There's no gold in Maine. Just like there's no gold in Vermont or California or Alaska or
Bob Jim. Hey, got us so last year, ECP.
No, because with this
no
we can have people join us, like regular call in and stuff, like we did with Skype, ECP. So that's why I went to that. Yep, or Ohio, Troy, or Indiana.
No
There's no gold nowhere. It's all up in the universe somewhere. So, everybody, I'm gonna put out a link to Video Call-In Show's show for tonight. It's right there. Jim's a friend of ours, been out on the stream with us a couple of times now. And we should do a flash raid.
What's the show on tonight?
What changes would you make to YouTube?
No.
So, you know, but if you call in, you can be on topic for a minute, then go your own way.
I would never do that. You mean I could go on there and do a rant?
Sure, whatever you want. It's not like you haven't done it before, Jesse.
I would never do that.
You could rant about your back or your knee. I can rant, you know, if it's any consultation to you two hurt buddies. It feels like someone been punching me in the kidneys for the past 3 days. My kidneys hurt all day.
Yes, ECP, I'm ready. I just hope the weather cooperates for us.
Definitely. Hey, Matt, how you doing?
We should probably set up a conference call with ECP this week.
That we probably should, since our outing's at the end of this month.
Right. But he's such a busy person.
Yeah. All over? No, Donald, it's not all over. It's gonna be here close to 10 o'clock, though, because we're gonna do a flash raid over at Video Call-In Show.
You talking about next Monday?
Yeah, next Monday would be good.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good. About this time, about 8 o'clock.
Yeah. We could either do it Skype, Hangouts, or Zoom. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm usually home by then.
Okay. Zoom's good. I like Zoom.
8? Okay. Sounds good.
Pert near, Don. What's pert near?
Over.
Oh, okay.
It's okay, Don. You could hang out for a little bit, you know.
We're not gonna rush you out.
We're all big one happy family here, right?
Yep. Okay, good. All your cows will be fed by then. Thank you, Bob.
Wow, thank you very
You're
much,
such a great
Bob.
guy.
Appreciate it. Excellent, excellent. Buy me some more burritos with that.
at least 6 of them.
Just kidding, Bob. Just kidding. Well, you know, it'd be like 2.5 after YouTube takes their cut.
All right. Yeah. They take a cut, don't they?
Oh yeah,
I'll
they
take a
take a cut, like 30%.
Wow.
Get their
Yeah.
money out of you.
Oh, one way or another, they.
One way or another, ain't nothing for free in this world.
But hey, every
So I
little.
imagine that would be something you would change, right?
Yeah, I would. They don't need to steal that much after they're making millions off of ads that
Yeah, because
creators like me allow them to put ads on my videos. You know, and what they pay for AdSense ain't jack. Yeah, it can be, Bill. Definitely a flash in the shorts after the burritos. Yeah, especially at my age, you know. It's a rip. Oh, keeps my. Whoa, Donald, bro.
Have a burrito, he says.
Thank you, Donald. Thank you. Wow, excellent. And all of these proceeds do go back into the channel, the show, equipment like the new tower we have that I hope the show has improved.
Some refried beans.
Since I got the new tower. Tell me, guys, ladies and gentlemen out there on that side, how is it now since I've got the new tower? Shit in the shed. In the shed house with that. Oh my God. Oh, Bill, and Bob.
That's good, Ray. Glad you're liking the audio.
The audio is a lot better. How's the streaming? Flawless?
Thumbs up.
Excellent. Thank you, Susan.
Buy more burritos. Everything else is BS.
Oh, you're awesome, Donald. You're awesome. Gotta love this.
I noticed that using this Zoom and stuff, we don't get the circle of death as much anymore.
We haven't got the circle of death really, unless it's been on YouTube since I've got this new tower.
Yeah.
Um,
Who's gonna invent the beef and bean mat?
A little over $1,000 goes a long way with streaming. When I used to do it on my laptop.
Catches corn.
What's beef and what?
Bob says, "Who's going to invent the beef and bean mat?"
Oh, you never know.
Corn.
David Peterson already did a shell mat.
Don't think I want to know what's the capture rate, Bob.
Not as much as good. Hey, there you go. An idea for David, Jesse,
Oh,
a beef and
David Villa,
beer.
you gotta throw some money in the kitty now. You said that word. You can't type that word no more.
All right, $20 in the chat room, David.
That's right.
You know how much these guys made me pay every time I said that nasty word?
Yeah,
Jeez
quarter.
Louise. You didn't have to know that, Jesse. Hey, Hiking Deep, how you doing? We're doing well.
Yep, we're doing good. We're getting ready to go raid our buddy Jim here a little bit, though.
Yeah, we're gonna be heading over to video call-in show at this URL right here.
But since you did miss this particular show, you need to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
The archives, because we had some cool guests on tonight.
Yeah, we had Casey Morgan and Chris Taylor from Dave Turin's Lost Minds on tonight. It was great that KC jumped in. I thought it was a different KC from Pennsylvania.
So did I.
It really shocked me when it ended up being Casey Morgan.
Right. Everybody said, no, that's Casey. Oh, really? Okay.
Tony. Hey, any of you who's out in Massachusetts is Ron for the Hills still in here?
I just saw him a minute ago.
Hey, Ron, Viewed This is from Massachusetts. He's also a metal detectorist. If any of you metal detectorists would like to contact him, maybe you guys could go swing the detector together or get him in the hills, find some gold. Find some gold. Well, I should go back to work outside later, Flash Crew. Later, Ray Rusa. I know you're busy working on your new shop. I appreciate you all joining us tonight. I think I'm going to wrap her up now, guys, and we're going to head over and crash Jim's party.
Jaron.
Oh,
he's been here.
I didn't see him earlier in there.
He's been quiet tonight, but he's been here.
I guess.
Unless he left and came back.
Not very talkative.
No.
Recirculating novelist. I don't know what. John.
Recirculated novelist. What the heck is that?
That's right, Flash Mob over at Video Call-In Show. There's the link in the description or in the chat now.
Well, get better, Jared.
Yep, get you some medicine in you, buddy. Lots of liquids.
Yes, definitely. A lot of rest, a lot of water, a lot of liquids. Hope you get well soon, brother. We do care about you. We care about all of you out there. And I'd like to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for joining us tonight and every Tuesday night. Until next week, may you always have a flash in your pan.
You know what he's going to say next.
You betcha, buddy. Maybe one day, too, we'll meet you on the river. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Not all.
Night, Ed. Night,
Good night, Jesse. Good night, Dano.
Not Ed, not Jesse. Night, folks.
Up to Jim's.
Gonna heat me up some bath water. Later.
Alligator.
Crocodile.
After a while.